Back at the restaurant today to show you what's new. Got a 54 Olds 88 four-door sedan. This is the tip of the iceberg, so come along and check them out. Back here at the restaurant today, gonna show you a few more new things that have been added since the last time I was out. This is an old Ford F-250, 1960 model. Could be fixed up if somebody was ambitious. Out here we've got an old, about a 49 Studebaker wheat truck. This is one of Joe's favorites. Probably take a little bit to convince him to let go of it, but it is really a nice truck. It's supposed to run. Steel box, which is always a plus. And then we got a Chevy step van. I believe this is about a 63. This one does have a title. It's got the 19.5 wheels, which are pretty desirable and valuable on one of these. On the rusty side, but really cool patina. Does have a title, if I didn't mention that. We got us a trio of Chevy C50 and C60s. This one's gonna be a 62. The big headlights. Then this one is 60 or 61. And this one the same, a 60 or 61. Kind of a unique old Ford script stake bed there. Ford truck embossed in that. Could be model A or T or 30s era. If you know any details on what era that would be, let us know down in the comments. Catch a couple more on this row. You remember from one of our farmstead pick videos, is where this old jail bar came from. Been rolled over back in the day. You can see the creases in the roof. Truck could be brought back if somebody was ambitious, or maybe a parts truck. Bed and tailgate on that one are super nice. Then we got a real rare one right here. This is a Studebaker, and I was told that they were bodied by Montpelier, and it was called the Urban Van. So kind of like Grumman and Gerstenschlager and all the other brands. Montpelier is the brand for that. That would make a cool repurposed thing inside of somebody's distressed commercial building that they wanted some neat vintage flair, or realistically, if you wanted to build a body around it, grab some sheet metal tools and go to town. Right here's a 51, 52 Ford. You'll recognize this one from one of our abandoned farmstead videos. A lot of you guys have seen that one. Some of you that haven't, go back and check in my other videos and go see that one. 48 to 50 Ford. This is a F8. Massive monster of a truck. This one's got the flathead Lincoln motor. That was the big block flathead. There's another spare one on the back here for parts. Got all the bell housing and flywheel and all the manual shift stuff if somebody's got a big block Lincoln they're putting in something. A few more new arrivals. This is about a 41 Ford truck, and behind it we got 51, 52 cab, and then another 46 era jail bar. Another 51, 52 medium duty. Got the deluxe hood moldings and the windshield stainless. And then about a 64, 65 cab there. Chevy short box. This is one that was in the Mr. Goodpliers picks in Oklahoma video. So not exactly a new arrival. Pretty nice short box on that. Unfortunately wrecked in the front and the frame's pretty shot. 56 Ford Club sedan. That one's actually been sold. It's going to New Mexico. Guy that met us out at the auction with the Model T Ford Horde. Rare Marmon Harrington Ford 1942 old Air Force dump truck. Cool project for somebody wanting four-wheel drive. And we got a 66 truck here. Pretty complete. Little wrinkles in the roof, but I think they'd come out. And then inside there is a 41 to 6 Chevy. I'm gonna say that's probably a 42, maybe 345-ish even, because it's got the blackout painted grille. Then next to it, another one. This one's also got the blackout trim. They did paint that grille silver. Then another Superior 58 bus. It's kind of a brother to the GMC. You can see way down there. I'll circle around to those in a second, tell you the cool story about the Ford tree truck. '54 Chevy, pretty rough. It's kind of beat up and missing the rear end, so more of a parts car on that one. 41 Ford, pretty decent. This one, somebody's looking for one of these to rebuild. I think this one would be something you could do pretty well to bring back. Got an extra good grill in it. Pretty neat two-door sedan body style. '54's got a good grill, good parts. GMC truck, 47 to 53. It's still got the GMC motor in it. Over here we got a 66 T-Bird Landau. They'd kind of started working on this one and then didn't quite make it to the finish line. Kind of cool story on these. They had an aircraft inspired gauge pod, the little levers on the center of the dash. 65 Mercury's still here. You guys go back and look at my buying a Mercury from John's video. That video is one of my real early ones. You can see that day when we went down and picked this one up. It's got the breezeway back window, which is kind of cool. Rolls down. Pretty neat car. 72 Mercedes 280. This one has a 4.5 liter V8. This car actually has a title, but unfortunately it's pretty well rusted down. This is one that I found for Joe. Got the car bought for him. Bumpers on it are pretty nice. Some of those European parts kind of sell pretty well on eBay, so we took it home to give them a try. The old GMC Superior bus. A lot of you that have been hanging around Mr. Goodpliers for a while have seen that video, but if not, you can go check the adventure of when we brought it home. Then there was a time a year ago I needed to kind of get out of town, and so I took a temporary UPS route over Christmas, and turned out to be a good deal for Joe because I was able to scout a lot of cars for him on that route. And this old 51, 52 Ford pickup, it's one that I found. I had delivered a package there and happened to see this truck down on the side of the driveway as I pulled in, and I could tell they were kind of cleaning around on the place, and talked to the owner, and sure enough they were about ready to move and this truck needed to go. And so I gave him Joe's information and he got it bought. Really wish I'd had my YouTube channel going then, because that would have made a pretty cool video to show it in the woods there where we found it and sawing it out and getting it loaded up. Neat story about this truck. The lady said that when they were a young couple and she was pregnant, they had actually driven this truck over some rutted, bouncy roads to try and get that baby convinced to get on its way. And so that was always kind of a relic and a memory that they had of this truck. And count the rings on that tree and probably realize that that baby's pretty old now, all grown up into adulthood. Then this Oldsmobile, I don't exactly remember the model year of it. Check on the, of course the data plate's gone. It's always the best way to tell on one of these GM cars is that cal tag. It's not the VIN tag, it's just the cal tag. And this car, another one of those projects that never made it to the finish line. This really is about what we have of the car. So if somebody was restoring one that was just totally bad on the body and frame, this one would be kind of one to take two and make one if you needed a little bit of better of a body and chassis for one. '64 Coupe de Ville is still here. I showed you that one in one of the earlier Rust Ranch videos. And then we've got a 48 to 50 Ford. I want to say this was Phillips 66, but I'm not going to guarantee that. Pretty neat old tank truck. This one came out of Oklahoma, 2018. That was a sale that I really wish I had filmed, but didn't have the idea for YouTube quite yet. 55 Ford parts car. That car's given up quite a bit, but it's still got some pieces. And then another 41 to 6 GMC and its brother 41 to 6 Chevy. Couple antique rototillers. And then we got a 68 Nova. So found a 1977 Cadillac Seville in an online auction, and so he sent me to pick it up from the sale. And this car is a 1977, pretty rough, so it's going to be a parts car. The 70s Sevilles came out in 1976. They were built till 79, and then in 80 they became a front-wheel drive model. They had a standard Oldsmobile 350 V8 gas engine with fuel injection. You could option a diesel engine also. This car, I was told, was a runner, but the fuel pump was bad from sitting. So when we picked up, it'll be good to use for body and trim parts and some mechanical stuff too. Cadillac Seville was a pretty groundbreaking car. It was actually based on the Chevy Nova, so it had the separate bolt-on subframe. It had a disc brake rear end. The first generation Seville was a moderately successful car as far as sales. They built around 200,000 through the first 4 model years. And these cars actually had other coach-built variants by other private companies. They had a shortened 2-door, 2-seat convertible, and then they had lengthened 2-door and 4-door cars, and that length was actually added to the hood section and the front fenders so that they could have a dummy spare tire, Continental side mounts put on the side. So those are another collector variant of this car that make it a little more appealing as a parts car, because we know that there will be guys out there needing pieces for them. I should have put more air in them tires.
Hey, come here.
Found its new home. Those hinge pins are kind of wonky. We never checked the trunk.
I know. Always have to check.
Always check the trunk. Aviation manual.
Yeah, from Cessna 91.
Young, upwardly mobile aircraft employee.
Indeed.
Traded into a Cadillac.
WD-40.
Random detritus. What do we got? Color TV tuner cleaner. Oh yeah,
Jeez.
I'm definitely gonna need that.
Nobody knows what that is anymore. Oh, I needed a pickle bar.
Oh, pickle fork. We'll divide the spoils. You get the tools and I get the cool cans. Walker.
That might be it. Something else. I think that's it.
Dadgone it, Ethel, the boob tube's a little fuzzy again. Oh, better grab the TV tuner cleaner.